All right, rise and shine, everyone. Time now, 6 o'clock here on your Monday morning. Hope you all out there had a wonderful weekend. Jason Hackett and Lauren Lemanchek with you. I know last night was a bit noisy for some people. We're talking hail, some tennis ball size hail for some folks.
Huge hail. I hope your roofs and your cars are all okay from that. Also, quite the lightning show out there, John.
Yeah, the lightning was crazy. Even if you didn't get a storm, which a lot of folks did not get the storms. If you were driving last night at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, you saw the thunderstorms. I mean, they were actually quite impressive. Looked more like summertime. Well, they're dwindling now as we go through the morning here. Hudson's the last spot with some sprinkles or showers, and that'll do it. Now it's moving down towards Rochester, La Crosse. Again, this is definitely pretty active down here right now, more of a line. We didn't get the line of storms, but we have a little bit of lingering cloud cover. Now, cloud cover is not the worst thing in the world because it's keeping you fog free. Remember, this time of the year, it's always foggy. In fact, ask Duluth. If they're not foggy, they have a celebration. So 0.25 in Duluth, 0.25 in Hayward. You see it's over to Brainerd and north. So if you guys are in the northern Wisconsin or northern Minnesota, a little bit slow go here because of that fog, because your temperatures drop. We're at 62 here this morning in the Twin Cities. 46 is our cool spot in Bemidji. We'll take a look at actually a really beautiful 7-day forecast coming up. Cece, how's a look out there?
Good morning. A little busy in Minneapolis, issuing a traffic impact alert for a crash on 35W southbound. This is between Stenson Boulevard and Hennepin Avenue, right before the bridge here. You see the left lane is closed, slowing things down a little bit here as you try to make your way into downtown or toward 94 there. So early morning slowing. I did draw it out on the map here. You can still stay on 35W. I mean, things are slow, but if you leave out the door 10 minutes earlier than you normally would, you should be able to glide right past this. But say you're coming from Lauderdale or even the Columbia Heights area, you could go through downtown to kind of work your way around this or hop on Highway 280 to get on 94. Either way, I'll let you know when this clears. One of our photographers too, he actually got video of the crash as it was happening. So I'll have that just after 6:15 to kind of see what was happening in that area, why things went the way they did when I see you next. But again, I'll let you know when that clears. Otherwise, that's the only slow spot that I'm seeing around the metro right now. Everywhere else is pretty quiet. Jason.
All right, that is good to hear. Cece, thank you. Now to our top story this morning. Turning Point USA is just hours away from a major campus event at the University of Minnesota this evening.
That event comes nearly 2 weeks after Turning Point's founder Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the same campus tour in Utah. Michelle Beck joins us now with a look at what we can expect from today's event.
Yeah, guys, good morning to you. The event at the U has been renamed the American Comeback Tour, featuring Michael Knowles. He's a conservative political commentator, of course, not who students were initially expecting, but still, try getting a ticket right now, and you'll notice on this U website there are currently no available seats, that it is sold out. Since founder Charlie Kirk was assassinated, the new leaders of Turning Point USA have this to say, quote, "The greatest way we can honor Charlie is by caring for the mission he lived for." A campus event in Utah, similar to what we'll see tonight at the U, is where Kirk was killed by a single bullet. And so security will likely be top of mind for both organizers and attendees. The U says audience members need to show government ID to enter. Organizers are banning water bottles, signs, banners, and certain types of bags.
And I think all big events, they have that safety concern to them, and I think it's tragic that Mr. Kirk won't be here with Turning Point for the event.
In the circles I'm in who aren't Republican, it was still a big thing. It was still a big talking thing, and a lot of people wanted to go to it.
And Michael Knowles will be taking Kirk's place at the U, says to expect a tribute to Charlie and an open forum for Q&A. And this right here is a quote: "The enemies of civilization will not succeed at killing his mission." Back to you.
All right, Michelle, thank you. Tonight's Turning Point event comes one day after the organization held an emotional memorial service for Kirk in Glendale, Arizona. Tens of thousands of people filled State Farm Stadium to honor the life of the conservative activist. President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and top administration officials spoke, all promising to carry on Kirk's mission. The president, who had a personal relationship with Kirk, called him a bright light and a giant of his generation.
And so on that terrible day, September 10th, 2025, our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immortal. He's a martyr now for American freedom.
The president says he will award Kirk the Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Happening today, a judge is expected to rule on whether the city of Minneapolis will get a restraining order to keep a homeless encampment closed.
That camp's been the site of several incidents over the summer, and just last week, a deadly mass shooting. Audrey Russo's live in the newsroom now, tracking the developments and what led up to today. Audrey?
Both sides are due before a judge this afternoon, and the city asked the courts to take action against Hammoudi Sabri about 2 weeks ago. So they've been fueling up for this fight for a while. But what lit the match was last Monday's mass shooting that left one woman dead and several others injured. Now, the city alleges Sabri's property is a health hazard, and in a hearing last week, Minneapolis attorneys argued that the shooting proves that. The city also accuses Sabri of letting trash and debris pile up, which you can see here in these pictures from the court filings. Now, Sabri argues that he's providing for the unhoused while the city lets the problem grow. The judge is tasking both sides with negotiating a solution before he issues a ruling. Sabri was asked not to open any new encampments over the weekend.
Let's work together on how we're going to be able to control this crisis.
I would implore the court to really consider the true harm that is possible here.
So that brings us to today. The hearing is expected this afternoon. We're going to follow this and bring you the latest updates both on air and online. Back to you.
Yeah, very complicated issue, but hopefully they can come to some sort of compromise here. That would be great. Audrey, thank you very much.
Well, a heads up for Metro Transit riders. Starting tonight, the entire Blue Line will shut down for nearly 2 weeks. It begins at 10 and lasts through October 4th. Metro Transit says they need to do necessary maintenance to avoid bigger problems down the road. Replacement buses will run along every Blue Line stop with staff on hand to help riders navigate the changes. You'll have to pay a $2 fare to ride the bus.